I pretended to be poor just to test my son. But what I saw that night didn't just hurt me, it changed the way I saw him forever. I have always lived a quiet life. To the outside world, I was just a simple woman. No one ever looked at me twice. No one ever imagined that I owned one of the largest companies in the city, and that's exactly how I wanted it. I built my life from nothing. I remember the days when I didn't even have enough money to eat properly. I worked late nights, took risks, failed many times, but I never gave up. Slowly, everything changed. My business grew, my name became powerful, and my life became comfortable. But through all of that, I had one rule. My son would never grow up. My name became powerful and my life became comfortable. But through all of that, I had one rule. My son would never grow up spoiled by money. I raised him differently. I taught him to respect people, to be kind, to value hard work. I never showed him luxury. I never showed him my real wealth. To him, I was just his mother living a normal life. And for years, I believed I had done the right thing. Until the day he called me, his voice was different, a little nervous. "Mom, I want you to come to dinner tonight. I want you to meet my wife's parents." I paused for a moment because I knew this was important. "Of course," I said, but something didn't feel right. That evening, I stood in front of my closet. Expensive dresses, elegant jewelry, everything was there, but I didn't touch any of it. Instead, I chose my oldest dress, simple and worn out. No makeup, no jewelry. I wanted to see the truth, not their respect for my money, but their respect for me. When I arrived at their house, I took a deep breath and knocked on the door. A woman opened it. She was well-dressed, confident, and cold. She looked at me from head to toe without smiling. "Yes," she said. "I'm Ahmed's mother," I replied. She paused, then stepped aside and said, "Come in." There was no warmth in her voice. As I walked inside, I noticed everything. The house was beautiful, expensive furniture, perfect decoration, but the atmosphere felt cold. At the dinner table, everyone was already sitting, laughing and talking, but when I walked in, everything went quiet. For a moment, I felt invisible. My son looked at me and smiled, but it didn't feel real. "Mom, sit here," he said. I sat down and the conversation started again, but something had changed. They talked about money, business, and luxury trips. Every time I tried to speak, someone interrupted me or ignored me completely. I stayed calm and kept smiling, but inside I was observing everything. Then one woman looked at me and said slowly, "Some people should stay where they belong." The table went silent. Her words were not random, they were meant for me. I slowly turned my head and looked at my son. I waited for him to speak. I hoped he would defend me, even just a little, but he didn't. He stayed silent and looked down at his plate. In that moment, something inside me broke. Not because of them, but because of him. The boy I raised, the boy I trusted, said nothing. Dinner continued like nothing happened, but for me, everything had changed. When the meal ended, the waiter brought the bill and placed it on the table. No one moved. They looked at each other, waiting for someone else to pay. I quietly reached forward, picked it up, and paid the bill. That's when they finally noticed me. Surprise appeared on their faces. I stood up slowly and looked at all of them, then I smiled. "I would like to say something," I said. The room became completely silent. "The company your son-in-law works for." I paused for a moment as all eyes turned toward me. "I own it." For a few seconds, no one spoke. Their expressions changed instantly. The same people who ignored me now couldn't even look at me. I took a step forward and spoke calmly. "I didn't come here to show my money. I came here to see how you treat someone who has nothing." I let my words sink in. And today, I got my answer. Then I looked at my son. His eyes were filled with tears. "Mom," he tried to speak, but I raised my hand. It was too late. "Real wealth is how you treat people," I said softly. There was nothing more to say. I turned around and walked away. That night, I didn't just lose respect for others, I lost something far more important. The belief that I had raised my son the right way, and sometimes that is the most painful loss of all.